How could you see your people hurt and not care? You got the power to help, but when they need you, not there. Do you love us or not? Cause it's not clear. Your response to this question is my opinion's not fair. But Jesus said you supposed to love your neighbor as yourself, to the point that with the poor you would share your wealth. You could try, but you really can't deny, though the Messiah himself lived with and served his disciples.
So even the reading of the law and the keeping of the law, without Christ, we still didn't have access to the tree of life. And that's why Hebrews 11 lets us know that, as we were talking earlier in the week, that that the patriarchs, the great faithful mothers and fathers before us, they died in righteousness and in faith, but they hadn't received the promises yet. And God hath not given them their reward, so that without us, they will not be made perfect. And so we are to continue this on. And with the revealing of the Messiah in these last days, now those mothers and fathers who sleep, their reward is nigh at the door. And it is nigh at the door for us too. So we read this law, and now the lifeblood of the law will give us life if we do it. Because the just will live by his faith and shall be justified by his doing, not by his just hearing. But today we're going to hear, and God willing, we pray that it translates into us doing. So what we're going to do is, as always, we like to quote or read for edification, Acts chapter 15 and verse 21. This is actually, I believe, is this our fourth or fifth time as a congregation starting over? Is this our fourth time? I think this is our fourth time starting from Genesis and trying to set the goal of making it all the way to the end of Deuteronomy as a Bible study class. And so this is great, because for those of us who have been through this together the last 3 times, I can actually say that the Lord has revealed a lot unto us by being diligent and reading his law. And as we also in the afternoon segments, you know, the teachers get into putting precepts together and breaking down things about Christ and the Spirit. And when you put all of that together, it gives us an overall understanding of what our mission is. So, brother, you could go ahead and quote that.
For Moses of old time having every city them that preached him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day.
So as that tradition, which was none other than a commandment of God, was in the days of the apostles and before them, we are continuing to do the righteousness of God and coming together and hearing Moses and the prophets read in the synagogues on the Shabbat. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to go into Moses and the various prophets, and we're going to start in Genesis chapter 1. So, brother, when you got it, you could go ahead and start.
Genesis chapter 1. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. It was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. he made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that have life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and the beast of the earth after his kind. And it was so. And God made the beasts of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. And God blessed them. And God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, and the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life, I have given every green herb for meat. And it was so. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day.
Thank you, brother. So now that we've read chapter 1, as you go into the beginning of chapter 2, it starts to talk about the Shabbat, and then it starts to talk about God actually forming man. Now, today, I don't believe we're going to get into the Shabbat because we started late, so we're not going to go running all into it. God willing, whoever does the law reading next week will continue that. But we will deal with these first 6 days. Now, this is one of the reasons why I advocate, and may the Lord bring it to pass, hopefully sooner than later, I advocate the homeschooling of the children. This is one of the things, brothers and sisters, that the modern school system does not, they do not abrogate this, okay? They will not allow even your children to pose questions in school if they hear it being taught that this stuff just happened by accident. If your children hear that men came from one-celled amoebas that eventually turned into frog-like creatures with legs and came up out of water and walked on the earth and lost their tails and never went back, then started to walk upright, then turned into a monkey ape-like creature, then turned into a big-head, hairy, almost man creature, and then turned into us. You can laugh because that's funny. Then they say, oh, well, how did the planets get here? How did the stars, the moon, the sun, how did even Earth get here? It was the Big Bang. It just happened because something happened. Well, that's a theory. And you children who are in school, remember, the Big Bang is a theory. And a theory is promoted as an experiment first. And through the experiment, when it doesn't bring forth a fact, it brings forth what is called, first you have the experiment. Then you have observation. And after the observation of the experiment, you bring forth what is called hypothesis. And after hypothesis, you bring forth, without establishing